Hello guys, Damien Jones here again for you today, and today I thought we'd pick up where we left off yesterday and see what's inside the second of those boxes. Well, I've tipped them out on the bed and we'll have a look in a minute, but before I do that I'd like to give a shout out to Paul Hayes, who's recently been following my channel. Go and check his out, it's a good one. So without further ado, let's have a look what's in this other box. Right, I've spread it all out. I'll just shift this over here. And we've got a fresh box ready to put the stuff in, because that other box has frankly seen better days. Oh, hot day as well. Right, what have we got? First of all, we've got a rather nice vintage Daypol K9 figure. I always love this. The thing about it is as you pull back and go action, as you do so, basically the little tail waggles as it goes. It's got a little mechanism in. So there we have K9. Oh, what a beauty. We've got an absolutely gorgeous gold vintage Daypol Dalek. That is fantastic, isn't it? And another one, and this one's actually a little bit more unusual, or I should say rather a little bit more rarer, as it's got the grabber type appendage there, you know, as opposed to the suction, you know, the sink plunger that all my other Daypol Daleks have got. That's a nice one, isn't it? I'd actually quite like to get the transparent one of these, if I can find one. If anyone out there has got one, give me a shout in the comments and we'll, you know, try and make a transaction. So that's that. Nice vintage Dalek. Let's try and put these in here carefully, because they have a tendency to be quite fragile. What else have we got? Oh, got a little bag of vintage Star Wars weapons. Those will be off the Biker Scouts. Mustn't lose them. We've got some vintage Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobis. And if you look at these, we've got both variants. We've got the British, almost blue-haired and beard version. It's supposed to be grey, but it's almost bluish. And we've got the Kenner white-haired and beard variants. Very nice. Pop those in. Oh, he's nice. Although damaged, let's see. Got a rather nice SAS figure here. His arm keeps falling off. Used to have this on a shelf for years. It's one of those 12-inch blue box ones. There should be other guns and stuff for this in here somewhere. There we go. Bear with me. All the weapons are this heavy die-cast metal. I think that needs gluing. Bear with me. What does it stick on the end of here? It sticks on the end of this one. That's right. Nice detail on these 12-inch figures. These Action Man style ones. I think this one's from the 90s. these really heavy die-cast metal weapons. Oops, and his hands come off again. That hand's always falling off. I should really just glue it in place. That's better. Okay, let's dump him in the box. What else we got? Remember this guy. This is another 12-inch ghillie suited British sniper. These weapons are all in that bag. Basically you had to do the ghillie suit yourself. I got about halfway with it once upon a time, and then I got bored because it took ages, but I'll finish him off someday. I'll take a look at his weapon in here maybe, if we can get it open. There. This just sort of undoes like the real thing. It's all Velcro like the real thing. You open it up and there's a rather nice machine gun and all these other things. Put you on hold while I put that back together. Okay. Next we've got, I don't know if anybody remembers this. This was from the very first video I ever did. It's a creepy coffin bank, and let's take it out. Basically one of them. Yeah. You wind it up some. You put your coin on here and our skeleton friend basically comes out with his hand and takes it. Very novel. You look back at my older videos, you'll be able to see a full review on that. Who else we got? A couple of yak face figures. We got Wicket here and Tebow here. Ewoks from Return of the Jedi. And they're nice and complete. We have a classic Auton figure from Doctor Who. Ooh. We've got a couple of rather nice condition vintage Return of the Jedi biker scouts. They're nice. Another of my favourites as a kid, these. Although I had many, I must say. Oh. A bag of spare Doctor Who figure parts. A utility belt off that big soldier we were looking at earlier. Modern bootlegs of the vintage Star Wars Stormtrooper, including a black one, which is why most people went and bought these from Crazy Toys. Look at them, exactly the same as the vintage ones. Apart from you get a black one, which is novel. I reckon that'll be worth something in years to come. That's why I haven't opened it. Oh, what a beauty. A Doctor Who Sea Devil. Look at that head sculpt. Totally screen accurate. Character options. Marvellous. And I have in this bag, I've actually got the vintage one too. The vintage Sea Devil, and I've also got a Centaurian. I'll take these out so we can have a proper look at them. Here's the Centaurian, and you take this off, and his head rather looks like a piece of poo. Quite a rare figure as well, that one, if you can find one with the helmet or on the card. I'd have that if I were you, if you're collecting. And this is so rare to find, with the actual little tunic on and the little disc gun. That's the vintage Dapol Doctor Who Sea Devil. Not as screen accurate as the more recent version, but still very sweet and worth finding if you can get hold of one. I'll put this back in the bag. I'll have a look what else we got. So always keep these in little bags, because don't want to lose any of those little parts. It makes such a difference to their value should you ever come to sell them. Very nice screen accurate Ice Warrior. Love the eyes on this thing. Probably shine a torch in the ears and the eyes would probably light up red. And also here I have the vintage one by Dapol, 1980s, so you can first of all compare the size difference between the modern and vintage figures. And obviously the quality has really come on in leaps and bounds over the decades, I think you'll agree. But I have to say one thing that the new one doesn't have that the old one does. This completely make-believe gun, which they never had. I think it, makes up the value of the figure, doesn't it, really? So good guns. I've actually got one of them on the card as well. I'll show you that sometime. Safely in the box. Load of newspaper. A plastic walkie-talkie. Oh my god, aren't we sick of seeing these by now? Endor Rebel Commanders. We're about 8 of them. Doctor Who David Tennant. And Doctor Who David Tennant in transparent, what do you call it? Not dematerializing, regeneration. Yeah, in regeneration form. So they're quite good, aren't they? Into the box they go. Shut that a minute. vintage Lando Calrissian figure. Not complete with the cape or gun, but the one I showed you yesterday, if you look back, you could see they painted the teeth and like a smile. And this is the British version, which doesn't have that. So that's a nice variant to have. Other than not being complete, that's in fantastic condition for its age. We'll no doubt find the rest of the bits for it at some point. For now though, it goes in the box. Ooh lordy. A big bag of Action Man and Dragon in Dreams replacement hands of various types. But I've obviously kept them forgotten what I had. I'm sure they'll come in handy someday. Ooh. A plethora of pin badges. I'm a British Bulldog, not a Brussels Sprout. UKIP badge. Enoch Pal was right badge. Some Templar ones as well, and Remembrance Sunday, Least We Forget, amongst others. Keep them safe. Also got 4 of these I noticed. These are actually from the 1800s, and they are grape shots cannonballs, and they were found in York. Basically, you've got your, just if you don't know what grape shot is, I'll try and explain. You've got a full-size cannon, you've got a full-size cannonball in it, which would look very much like that, only a lot bigger, about the size of a bowling ball maybe. And these smaller grape shot cannonballs, basically these would be attached, there'd be lots of them attached to like sort of like a potato masher type grenade, if you know what I mean. It'd basically be gunpowder inside, these on the outside, tied on with sort of a cloth with a stick on the end, and that would be shoved into the cannon. And then obviously when the cannon was fired, these would spread everywhere. Okay, these would spread everywhere rather than one big cannonball. Okay, in fact, one of these, little story to tell you, God, if them dogs will shut up, little story to tell you, one of these actually stopped the notorious pirate Captain Kidd. He got hit in the neck by one, and that was the end of his piracy career in the early 1800s. So, a little bit of a story there for you to go along with them. Actually forgot I had them. Really pleased. They make great paperweights. So that's them. Let's see what else we got. We got 2 Han Solos in Hoff gear. I don't think they're variants, I think they're exactly the same, and a small standard Snaggletooth figure there in the red. If you can find the blue one of these, which is as tall as the other figures, that's probably one of the most rarest, one of the rarer figures in the vintage Star Wars collection that you can find now. So keep your eye open for that. What else we got? We got Peter Davison, Doctor Who. Very nice. Yeah, another Doctor. I actually think this one's a bootleg somehow. It might not be, but it just seems a bit off Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But yeah, Christopher Eccleston. Possibly a Christopher Eccleston bootleg. Not sure. Well, it's in the box. Couple of Princess Leia's from Return of the Jedi in skiff disguise. One of them complete. The helmet there. And I think the other one's just in good condition, but none of the accessories. There we go. A Doctor Who Zygon. I love this. I love the Zygons. Looks like almost like a crab or a squid or something with all these lovely warts and things all over him. A bit of a hunchback. Look at that face. Let's see if we can do the voice to the Zygons. We will destroy humanity. That was crap, but there you go, you get the picture. Oh, we have one of the modern day, or modern day-ish, or should I say, Christopher Eccleston era Autons. That's the rare grey suited one. Most easiest one to come by is the one with the black suit. That's that. In fact, you could have sworn I had the black one in the black suit here. Oh. Let's try and get this face on so I can reveal it to you in all its glory. Now this is from Attack of the Cybermen. Oh. I've never showed this one before on camera. I don't think I had it since last year. But you take a look at him. It's a Cyberman, but he's got all this green, slimy, almost like decomposition going on him. And if you just push his gun down and slide his face plates off, you can see that he's what's left of a human being inside. New thumbnail for you there. So that's be careful this doesn't fall off and I lose the face, otherwise the figure's it clips in, that's alright. There we go. The Rogue Cyberman. Oh. Couple more vintage ones here for you now. We've got a Daypol Silurian. Love the feet on this, it's almost like a dragon. Little Silurian. And also, because there were two types of Silurians you could buy back in the 80s, we have the armoured Silurian with this armour on him and rather a different face. And also he's got sorts of spines on his back that the other one doesn't have, which is lovely. And last but not least, in this box we have a Death Star Imperial Commander, and an AT-AT driver. And that's basically it. That's this box sorted anyway. So thanks for watching with me. Thumbs up if you enjoyed this, like and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you on the next one. What are we now? It's Sunday. It'll probably be sometime during the week I'll be doing another video with you, so look forward to seeing you then. Bye for now.